This is Doris's Golf Club, where I explore the stories of women's golf, my path as a beginner, and the lessons the game offers beyond the fairway. Welcome to the club. 안녕하세요. Hello from Korea. This is a recap of the International Crown Day 1. You guys, it was so exciting, and I just wanted to come to you and give you a recap of Day 1, and then I'll give you a full recap tonight from Day 2 of the International Crown. I want to start with how Day 1 ended, just in case you didn't watch, and I want to catch you up on the score. Team USA did so well. We came out Day 1 on top in the lead with 2 points. That means we won both of our games against China. So Team USA came out Day 1 in the lead. Go Team USA, so exciting. And next we had Team Korea and the world team with 1.5 points each. Then Team Australia and Team Thailand each had 1 point. Team Japan and Team Sweden each had 0.5 point, and Team China ended the day with 0 points because, of course, they were playing the US and we got both of the points, and so they ended the day with 0 points. So just as a reminder, if you win your match, you get 1 point. If you tie, you get 0.5 point, and if you lose, you get 0 points. And each team had 2 different games going, and so each team could win up to 2 points yesterday after Day 1, and there will be 2 points up for grabs today, Day 2, and again on Day 3. So let me tell you a little bit about some of the upsets. So if you heard in the scoring there, the world team had 1.5 points. What? Team Japan ended the day with 0.5 point? What? What in the world? That to me was the biggest upset. Team Japan. Oh my goodness. With the strength of their team, I did not expect the world team, who they were playing, to have won a match and tied a match. So you guys, Mao Saigo, who you know won the Chevron Championship in that 5-way playoff, Mao Saigo and Ayaka Furue. She had her little fan club, her little silent fan club there at the Chevron Championship. She usually is wearing very bright colors. She is very good. The 2 of them were on a team together, and they lost. They lost. I could not believe it. And then Rio, who you know I love, and then Miyu Yamashita. And Miyu, as you know, she just won the AIG Women's Open, that major in Royal Porthcawl in Wales. She and Rio tied. They tied their match, so at least they got 0.5 point. That's the only 0.5 point that they got. I could not believe it. So we'll see how Team Japan does today, Day 2. Whew. And then Team Korea there did really well with 1.5 points. Of course, most of the crowd was cheering for Team Korea, although we did have good crowds following just about every team and good cheering for everyone. We had fairly good crowds in general. I expect to see more each day. And then, of course, on the weekend, I expect to see a lot. Now, let me just tell you kind of how it all went. So I had prepared in advance for the public transit to get there. There wasn't a whole lot posted on the tournament site. It basically said which train station or subway station to go to, which was the Samsung station. And then it said there would be free shuttle buses for the tournament that would be there at the subway station. And they would be arriving every 30 minutes to take you to the tournament. And there would be very clear signage there at the subway station as to where to go to get on your shuttle bus. So from our hotel here, it's super easy to figure out how to get on the subway, you know, all the subway stops with the Naver map app, NAVER, which is the most excellent map here in Korea. It tells you like down to the second in real time what's going on. So which stop you should take, to which train, when it's arriving, if it's arrived, which is the fastest, which is the fewest stops, everything. It tells you everything you need to know. So we knew exactly how we needed to get on the orange line, line 3, from the station on up. It's kind of slightly northwest. The country club is from kind of the heart of Seoul here. And so it's going to take us about probably 40 minutes or so to get up there. And then we came out of the subway. Now, every subway stop then has maybe 5 to 6 to sometimes 7 to 8 different exits once you are leaving the subway. And they are very good with saying, what exit goes where. But if you're not really sure where you need to go from your subway exit, other than hopefully looking for some signs for a shuttle bus, we really didn't know which exit to take. So we just went up, and then we're looking around. Couldn't see any signage. Looking, went back down, left a different exit, and kept looking and could not find anything that looked like a shuttle bus. Nothing indicating International Crown. Nothing indicating Hanwha, Life Plus, International Crown. And you guys, I'll say that I was really actually very surprised, because here in the hotels, we have had 2 dedicated golf channels, full-time golf, and primarily they are playing women's golf. They're showing women's golf basically full-time, and they have been having coverage of the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown. We got to watch the Pro-Am. They were showing the Pro-Am, which was so much fun. I mean, we saw Yelimi No's group going. We saw Gino Tinagun's group. We saw a bunch of the different groups going, and it was so fun to watch. I don't know who these Korean celebrities are, but man, some of them were so likable just watching them golf with, the golfers that we know, these women. Hyeran Yu had a group going, and it made me like our golfers, our LPGA golfers, and whoever these Korean celebrities are. It made me just like them so much. I mean, there was this one. First of all, golf is so huge here, so they all were dressed like so well in their golf attire. Whether they could golf or not, they were dressed so well. So my expectation was that they could all golf very well. And then you had some of them hitting these shots. Oh, it was so funny. Like, this one guy was excellent. He had hit, kind of into the woods or something. Maybe his partner had. He did this really great shot out of the woods back onto the fairway. And then his partner, after this shot, he hit it about 15 yards just down the fairway. It just kind of bobbled down the fairway. And I just burst out laughing because it looked like something I would have done. And oh, the way this guy, he just hung his head. He was so embarrassed and so ashamed after his partner had hit this fantastic shot out of the woods to get them back on the fairway. It was hilarious. And everyone was laughing, and it was just so funny. And this is just being broadcast on their golf channel. I doubt this was played in the US, because I didn't see any of this coverage being shown when I was looking up where to watch the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown. And this is the kind of stuff, it makes our golfers so much more approachable. You get to know them, you get to see them interacting with other people in this more casual environment. They were so fantastic. I mean, they were just so wonderful interacting with these, Korean celebrities who were out there with them. Oh, and then to see these celebrities, they were acting, it was so cold for them. I don't think it was that cold out there, but so cold. They were all wrapped up in blankets, walking down the fairway. I mean, the whole thing was just so entertaining. Then they've had these whole panel discussions of the Hanwha. They've had a previous Korean professional golfer. She has been on there, talking about it. They've had other people making presentations to this panel group talking about it. I don't know what they've been saying, but they've been discussing it for days. This is all on the Golf Channel here. So all of this is to say, I was a little bit surprised that there wasn't very clear, distinct signage at the subway station saying where the shuttle bus was to the International Crown. We did ask at information in the subway station. They have excellent, places for questions, for information. They actually didn't know, which again surprised me. So they suggested just getting a taxi, which is what we did. So we just went out, we got a taxi. The taxi was able to take us to not all the way in, unfortunately, but kind of the base of the hill, the base of the entrance hill to the country club, where there were some very nice people, who we informed we were there to watch the tournament. And so they said, okay, that's fine, but you're going to have to walk up the hill. And we were like, okay, we've been walking so much around here. So the taxi let us off. It all worked fine. We were able to get there just fine. And then we walked up this hill. Oh my goodness, you guys. Seriously, we've been walking so much for days, all of these days before we started the tournament even. I'm happy to report no blisters. My shoes have worked perfectly. No blisters. I'm just exhausted. I'm just a typical American who doesn't walk enough, doesn't exercise enough in my life. The stairs that we've been taking, walking all around. I mean, it's so good. It's so good that they do it, day in, day out. It's just part of their life. I need to do it more. It's been reminding me. I'll get back to my motivational minute when I get back. But we walked up this gorgeous hill. It just was so beautiful. I mean, just even walking in. Trees, beautiful trees. It's shaded. We saw 2 different kind of, snails or slugs that I haven't seen in the States. I got pictures. I mean, we're just winding up. They had these beautiful flags with the sponsors. It's just all so tastefully done. So then we get up there and we go through, and this was interesting. So even at the AIG Women's Open, the tickets were electronic. So every other tournament that I've gone to, which is only 3, but each of those 3, the tickets have been electronic. So even in an international event, when I went to Wales, they were electronic. They had free Wi-Fi there at the event so that I could get online and get my electronic tickets. This one, they just said, print out this receipt and bring it to the event. So we had printed out the receipt. And so I just showed it there, to the people who were kind of directing us. I showed it. They asked, they were asking if we had tickets or if we needed to purchase. So I was showing them I had this receipt. So they directed me to a certain spot. And so once I presented that, then they just took it and they gave us this fantastic kind of lanyard with our 4-day pass. And we had that. And then we were able to present that to get in. Everything worked just fine with my bag. I just kind of had like a small kind of bag purse we did take a roll-up blanket. I did have 1 water bottle and basically my phone and an extra charger. That was about it. And that was all fine. And so went in, and you guys, instantly, when we walked in, it was swag galore. They had stuff. They were just handing us left and right. I didn't even know what was going on. And we just walked in and someone would guide us over here. We're like, what are we doing? And they'd come over here and then they would hand us something. The very first thing that we were handed, and I'm showing you all if you're watching, it is this fantastic umbrella, and it's Hanwha Life Plus International Crown with a fantastic kind of bag and with a handle, a strap that you can just put over your shoulder and carry around. But you guys, I was thinking, oh, that's nice to have an umbrella. No, it's a sunbrella. It is a real sunbrella. Like the Koreans know how to do a good sunbrella. Again, to protect our very sensitive skin. Oh, that's right. I broke this thing out on day 1 because some of the fairways and walkways are very shaded. Some of them are not. And when the sun would come out, it got very warm and I got very hot and everyone was walking around with these. And it was so nice to just be able to pull this out and pop up my sunbrella. And I was comfortably shaded because, it is completely shaded under here. Oh, it was so fantastic. So I was presented with this fantastic sunbrella first thing. Then, before we even left that area, we were handed this fantastic crown. It's a paper crown. I did wear it yesterday, so you probably have seen pictures. I wore it over my hat. Everyone was putting these on. They're so cute. Just a little paper hat, paper crown. I mean, so much fun to be wearing these around and be part of this event. But along with it, yes, that's right, the under eye patches that say Korea. I mean, you gotta love this. this just came together and I mean, I can't get enough. Oh, I love it. Okay, so after that, we walked out. Then we were presented with, let me get this fantastic bag, which I then promptly put my purse in because it was easier to carry. So this and this logo down here, I believe is a new logo. So for those of you not watching, it's one of the wonderful kind of bags that then has the drawstrings and you can wear it around like a backpack. But it's a really nice, it's not a cheap one. It's a really nice kind of thick lined. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of the quilted, or I mean, not quite the quilted, but it's a definite like thicker, heavier duty bag. And then the drawstrings, and you can wear it around like the backpack. And it's big enough, like I said, that I could just drop my other purse in it and not have to wear that around my shoulders. And so I put everything in this, wore it around like a backpack. It was fantastic. And in it, there was all kinds of stuff. There was this brochure, all in Korean, so I'll have to have it translated. But then they also were telling us there was this wonderful little card that had spots for each team's pin. And you could go around the whole course, and at different stations, you could collect a pin for, and I'm meaning like a pin that you would put, on your shirt or on your hat, not a pin that you write with. And one for each team, and you collect them all around the course. And then if you collect them all and come back to that spot, they will give me a free International Crown ball marker. So I'm almost done collecting at the end of day 1. I got everything, holes 1 through 9, and then I just have 2 more to get from holes 10 through 18. So I'm very close to getting those, and it was so much fun to find these little stations at various holes, and everyone was just going up and collecting them. And it was so much fun to see the USA one there. Got my picture, and the people there were so sweet. It was just a really fun activity to be able to walk around and be getting these little pins and seeing, at each different hole, the little station. It was a lot of fun. And I'm very excited to collect my final pins and then hopefully get my ball marker. So I'll definitely keep you posted if I'm able to get that. Okay, guys, so I told you how beautiful it was even just walking in to this course, just the entrance. Okay, those pictures on the website don't even do it justice. It is so beautiful. The trees aren't really changing colors yet very much, but I mean, there's a hint of changing colors here and there. It is so beautiful. All the different types of trees. I mean, there's just different texture and color of even green everywhere. And then it is a hilly course. And so we were going up and down lots of hills, but the beautiful kind of like all the paths are rock, or it's not just a simple paved path. They're just really nice kind of just more natural seeming, or garden-like, I guess. It's more garden-like paths winding around. You really do feel like you're in a park. Then, the different sand. So I think I did get some pictures of this. Like, obviously there's the sand in the bunker, but then just aesthetically around some of the trees that are planted, there's a more white colored sand. And so it's just gorgeous. Then the water features are fantastic. They provide really nice sound. There's some fountains. There's also a waterfall going, and then some streams going. So different places when you're walking around, you can hear the water running. It's just a really beautiful space. And it was a lot of fun to be walking around. One of the things that I had noticed, so they do have 2 greens on every hole. The greens are very large, but they also seemed, at least the matches that we were watching, they seemed kind of difficult. They looked fairly flat, but clearly they weren't, because if someone would miss the hole, it would then keep rolling and rolling and rolling and, roll all the way to the other side of the green. So clearly there was more gradient than you could even realize just there looking. But 2 greens on every hole, and I've never seen that before. So I was looking it up. Evidently, the older golf courses in Korea and then a lot in Japan will do it so that they're actively using one green at a time and kind of protecting the other green. And it's done, I think, where the climate has 4 very distinct seasons, and where your cold season, your winter, and your hot season, your summer, are very different in temperature. So actually different grasses are often planted on the different greens, and then you'll use one green, during the warmer months, the other green during the cooler months. And so it allows one of the greens to kind of be resting and better maintained as the other one is being used, and then you swap. So I thought that was very interesting. And I know that we do have courses, in the US that have a lot of those temperature changes, but I don't know why we don't do something similar. I don't know. It was just really interesting. And it's interesting to see it. Obviously requires quite a bit of space, but very interesting to see that kind of course. Okay. So yeah, instantly when you walk in, the course is gorgeous. Now, it was also incredibly fun because as soon as you walk in, you can hear cheering. You can hear, from somewhere, I assume the first hole, there was music playing. I could hear, by the time that we did get there, I heard some teams being announced and lots of cheering. So we got there to the first hole and it was popping. There were there were a lot of people there. There was a DJ there. Music was being played. Basically, I found out, so from 9:15 was the first tee off, and then 11 a.m. was the last tee off. So every 15 minutes, a different match was teeing off. So they all teed off from the same hole, which was a lot of fun. So between the tee off time, so in that 15-minute period, music was being played, and a DJ was up there actually choosing the music, playing the music. He was excellent. The music was a ton of fun. People were all enjoying it. And then I learned afterward, last night, as I was checking Instagram, Anwa and the International Crown had chosen this DJ to specifically mix some music for each team that represented their country, the team, to play as they were introduced to come in for their tee off. So it was really fun because I had noticed like each team that would come in their country and be announced, they had specific music that was played for them. So it was so much fun. And then again, while we were waiting for the next match to start, he would be there playing music, and it was fantastic. A ton of fun. So good cheering, good crowd. Like I said, I expect more people as the tournament goes on. So there didn't seem to be many Americans, and certainly none that had the fantastic pennants that I had made. And you guys, it was so funny. My husband and I, with these pennants, and I was wearing blue, blue and cream kind of stripe. I had put the crown on my head. We had these pennants. The actual event photographers and videographers, they were stopping us left and right, and they were asking, can we take your picture? Can you now wave the flags for the video? Like, they did that throughout the tournament. I don't know where these are going to be posted. I was looking last night. I didn't see them on their Instagram, but be on the lookout because they were loving us. They kept doing it. And it wasn't just one time. It was multiple event photographers, and then video too. They're like, okay, look at us. Now look over at the video. Now wave your flag, do all this stuff. It was so funny and so much fun. And I think that they loved that we were there representing. And my pennants are so darn cute. And I'm so proud of myself. It didn't take that much to make those cute little pennants. Oh, I'm very, very proud of myself. I'm usually not that crafty, so I'm very, very proud. And they held up. Other than being a little bit curly, they held up very well. So there weren't many Americans, although when people would see our pennants, a lot of people just thought the pennants were very cute and would compliment them. But there were some Americans that would see them and say like, oh, go USA. I'm like, yes, okay, good. But it also makes sense. It's hard to get over here. It's a very long flight. I get it. Today my husband is following of course, the Americans, and they're playing Team Thailand. There are many more people following Team Thailand than are following Team USA. And I get it. It's easier to get over here from Thailand than it is from the US. But man, we have been loving it. But hopefully there will be more from the US coming maybe for the weekend. So we'll see, hopefully. Okay, now let me tell you something else that I realized. I should have known this, but I really realized it being there with match play. Ooh, it is so difficult to figure out who is doing well, who's winning, who's up, who's down in match play. Like, you're trying to keep track of 4 different balls and knowing, like, okay, is this a par 4? Who's hit how many times? Half the time, no ball would actually go in the hole. And then we're like, wait, so what just happened? Was it a tie? What happened? So that was really challenging. And so just, I guess I should have known that, but to actually be there and experience it was really fascinating. When we finally got back last night and we're watching on TV, because of course they've been showing it on TV, they show the replays on TV, they have it on basically nonstop here. So watching it then on TV, and of course you can see, each putt they're showing you who's currently tied, who's up, who's down. It's so much easier to follow with all of that. But I will say there is an official scorer walking around, not just the person holding the like scorecard, the kind of billboard, I think the standard bearer. So not that person, but the official scorer walking around with each team, each match going around. After every single hole, they will give a little recap of what happened and then the score, the current score. And once we started listening for that, it was so helpful. So that is the way to be able to know what is going on if you're following a team around. However, initially we were following Yalimi No and Angel Yin. And we watched them basically through 1 through 8, and then we stayed because Lauren Coughlin and Lilia Vu were right behind. And so we watched them come up to 8 and then finish 8 and then 9. And then we watched a few other teams finish through 18. So the score for Yalimi and Angel was great. We could hear him. And once we knew to listen for that, we were understanding, okay, we've actually got to stay here, listen to find out what's going on. And then we were listening because we didn't know what was going on with Lauren Coughlin and Lilia Vu. And their scorer was not talking nearly as loud. And we were listening. We could not hear her. And even when we were closer, we couldn't hear her. So that makes a big difference too. I think how loudly they're speaking and of course where you're standing in relation to them. So really interesting and good to know when you are at a match play event. So it also was very good once we started learning where the actual leaderboards were. They did have one, of course, at 18. And then I think one was going there at 9. I think it was at 9. And so that helped too. It could kind of, give you a little update on how everyone was doing. All right. So I don't know if you've been able to hear so far today during this podcast, but this is wild, you guys. I am just feeling a little bit under the weather. And so I'm actually recording this while day 2 is going on. I am staying here in the hotel room. I can't believe it. I came all the way here, but I've already had like 6 days of tourist stuff and exhaustion. So yeah, I am so exhausted. I'm a little under the weather. So I'm staying here. I'm going to watch the tournament from the hotel room because they're showing it on TV. And so I'm going to be watching. My very sweet husband has gone to the tournament and he will be sending lots of videos and recaps back for me and keeping me updated on what's going on. And he's already been sending a few things. Let me tell you first who is going to be playing on day 2 together. So day 2, the US will be playing Thailand. Australia will be playing China. That's in Pool A. And then Pool B, Japan will be playing Sweden, and Korea will be playing the world team. And that is Pool B. So that's day 2. So I'm going to be staying here watching on TV. I am going to record another little recap at the end of day 2 just to keep you guys posted with what has happened on day 2 and how it has gone with me watching here on TV, and then hearing from my husband when he gets back. I will report, though, he did check in when he had taken the subway there to the Samsung station. He did check in with me and let me know that there were a bunch of people around in the station holding Hanwha International Crown signs and saying, directing people to the shuttle bus. So I don't know if they got feedback from the first day from other people. I don't know what happened, but they were there, and it was very clear this morning where to go to catch the shuttle bus. So that's great. Hopefully that will remain the rest of the tournament. So that is a really good update that I wanted to share. Okay, and let me see. I don't know if you want spoilers or not. Maybe I won't spoil anything. Maybe I'll just recap tonight. I will say, though, that he has already seen along one of the walkways. Oh, a koyangi. A Korean koyangi. Isn't that exciting? All right, you guys, I am going to go ahead and just tune in here for day 2 of the International Crown. I'll keep you posted about how it went. And then, of course, for day 3 and 4, I'll let you know as well. I hope everything is going well back home, and tune in for the rest of the tournament. Be sure to check me out on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and wherever, and feel free to send feedback. Until next time, bye!